Get you back to our top story then. Negotiations continuing today between government and public service unions, all to do with a wage increase. At issue currently is that government has offered a so-called 0% increase in salaries for 2021 and 2022. Unions saying for their part that they will go on strike if public sector workers are not given a wage increase. We can now speak to one of the unions, that's the PSA, and I'm joined by its Assistant General Manager, Ruben Maleka, who's joining us by Skype. Ruben, always grateful for your time. So I was looking at some of the reaction to the briefing by Minister Senzo Mchunu yesterday. Your colleagues at Nahau responded by saying that the latest government briefing on wage talks is more convincing than ever that war is unavoidable between Labour and government. Do you agree?
Yes, thank you very much, and thanks for the opportunity. The way that the presentation was made was as if he's trying to say to us, guys, there's nothing that I'm going to give you. Just accept that I'm not going to give you anything. But we are here. We have started since 10 o'clock, and the way that we are progressing, it looks like indeed the minister was right in the way that he was trying to say to us, nothing's going to happen. So, but we are here and we are determined to be here until late this evening. So we expect that the employer during the course of this afternoon would move and give us something. Here, as you can know, we are talking about government which has got three spheres of government: the local government, provincial and national. And as we speak, the local government is also in negotiations. They've already got an offer of 2.8%. But what is really shocking is that for provincial and national, which is where we are as the public service, we got 0%. So we are determined that the government must take us serious. They must also give us something that we can go and mandate with workers. Failing which, if we close this day today without an offer, we'll be declaring a deadlock. That would mean that the other process will unfold. That will lead to a total shutdown of the public service.
Minister Mchunu said yesterday that, what he would like to see is all of you coming together to collaborate on finding an amicable resolution to this and not going into an attitude where one side has to win and the other has to lose. I'm wondering then how much progress you can actually make when government has said, look, there simply isn't any money to pay any sort of increase.
Yeah, obviously, we are determined to compromise. Our opening demand is not, we are not going to stuck on it. We know that negotiations is give and take. So we are prepared to have a bottom line, and therefore a bottom line cannot be 0%. As I alluded just now, that the same government, at the local government, already they are at 2.8%. So we can understand that we are talking about the same fiscus of the state. So why would it be difficult also to move for the PSABC to give an offer? So we are prepared to, we're not stagnant to our initial opening demand of CPI plus 4% and other demands in terms of housing of 2,500 per month. We are determined to see that all those demands, if the employer is willing to engage in objectively, we are prepared also to look at where can we meet each other so that when we leave here today, there will be a resolution.
And how much lower are you willing to go, Ruben? Because at the moment, the demands across the unions are being put at between 5 to 7%. How low from those figures would you be willing to go as the PSA?
Look, first of all, we know that the Minister of Finance has projected the CPI. Remember, our demands are based on projected CPI of this current financial year. The projections gives us around 4.5 to 4.9%. And on top of that, we normally would get a real wage increase that would soften the lending of the workers, knowing very well that issues, as we speak right now, from the 1st of April, there was a huge unseen one rand petrol price increase. That tells you that as we speak now, most of us are not able to afford what we did afford in March. Therefore, also the issue of ESCOM, 15% increase that they won against NERSA is coming into effect. All those means that as we speak right now, public servants are disparate to get some sort of salary adjustment in order to be able to afford commodities.
I'm wondering, Ruben, just quick final question, how much the issue of the court battle around that 2018 agreement that's now going to the Constitutional Court, where you're trying to force government to stick to the promises made then, how much of the disagreement about that is now actually possibly interfering with negotiations for 2021-2022?
The employer conduct on that resolution taught us a lesson that we should not enter into any multi-term agreement. So we are here today. We want an offer that is a single term, because we have seen that if you go through a multi-term on what happened in 2018, we're going to end up in courts again. So that one is going to sit on the 24th of August. We are confident that it will be in our favor. However, we don't want to repeat a mistake of giving employer a long-term agreement that creates stability in the public service. Each year we are going to negotiate. No matter how disruptive it's going to be, is the making of the employer to show us that we cannot trust them.
All right, PSA Assistant General Manager Ruben Maleka, thank you so much for speaking to us this afternoon.